Welcome back, Filmaholics. My name is Henrik, and in this channel you find anything and everything filmmaking. So before we get started on that, consider subscribing, but let's go ahead and get started on today's video. So last week's fan ad was of these sunglasses. It should be showing right up here. But I made some mistakes in there, and I'm proud of, making all these fan ads and starting these things out. And I've mainly been giving advice in these past few months on these fan ads. But today I want to talk about the mistakes and what I learned after doing those mistakes on these fan ads. And to focus on these mistakes, I mainly want to talk about last week's fan ad, just because it shows all in all what I really feel like I've been struggling with and what I want to work on. So the first mistake I want to talk about in the last fan ad I made is going to be something involving pre-production. And I say this because in the ad I made, it looks like any other sunglass ad. It doesn't have any individuality in it. It doesn't have any heart in it. And I kind of want to put that heart into it, because if you're making something like an ad, then you're also advertising yourself, your style, the way you film, the way you want that product to look. And I feel like I didn't do that. I feel like I created something that anybody else can make. So, or they can even make it better. So I want to make something that's more individualized towards both their message of the product and my style, and just melding that together. So next time I want to try and make something more, well, me and them into a meld. And now mistake number 2. It's hard to look back on mistakes that I've made because it hurts so much, especially since when you're making something, you're kind of your worst critic. But mistake number 2, nonetheless, is going to be how fluid or how not fluid really the shots were. And here's some examples. As you can see, some of these shots were really weird and awkward and jittery and just not fluid. It just didn't make any sense. Some of them looked great, some of them just oh god. And the thing is about that is I haven't done those type of shots before, and I need to practice those. I need to constantly try and create something like that, and I need to show and find that way of making it feel more professional, more fluid. So let's work on that, Kyle. And the last mistake to focus on is going to be the lighting. And yes, my big mistake on this was not reviewing the shot before, having to finalize it and having to post it, and just posting it straight away. Because I honestly, oh my god, the struggle I had on color grading it to at least look somewhat decent was annoying, and some of it was grainy, and just some of it was just terrible. Here's an example of that right now. And after that, I bet you guys can agree, that was just absolute, I need to review the lighting, and I need to actually be more of a perfectionist when it comes to me filming these ads. And yes, in my first one, the lighting was great. My second one, the lighting was natural. This one, it's just terrible. And I feel like when I'm doing something more indoors and something more product and tiny driven, I need to review it and I need to make it perfect. So that being said, review the footage. Always review the footage and be a perfectionist when it comes to that, because oh my god, when you see those mistakes in post, it will give you migraines beyond all belief. It will have the power of 1,000 exploding suns. But now we are done talking about the negatives, because in all honesty, yes, it's not the best looking thing I've ever made. Yes, I have made mistakes in this ad. But in the same time, the fact is, you always have to practice and post. You always have to keep on posting something, because if you don't, then you'll never get that practice in. If you don't have that deadline mindset, if you don't have that push, then you won't create anything at all. And isn't it better just to constantly create and get better along the way versus trying to get better and never doing anything about it? So that's my other biggest advice, is to keep posting. Keep posting. So there's that. But if you guys want to know how I made that video or how I made other fan ads, check out this playlist right up here. And also, if you guys want to see the gear I use to create all these videos, go ahead and check the links down in the description below. They're gonna be at no extra cost to you guys, but it will help out the channel, so help us out. And lastly, don't forget to like and subscribe, and dream on.